Today on All Things 80s, I have an unintended Boba Fett collection. Welcome back to All Things 80s, and due to the current TV show, Boba Fett is currently Flavour of the Month. And it got me thinking that I actually have a number of Boba Fett items which could be said to be something of a specific collection, and that was never my intent to do such a thing. So I thought we'll go through these pieces and tell you the sort of backstory as to how I acquired them. Now, with regards to the TV show, I watched the first episode last week and really was not impressed by it at all. And today is January 7, and I've still not watched episode 2. I was about to watch it on Wednesday, and when I saw it was almost an hour long, I thought, I'm going to give this a miss. I don't have time to sit through an hour of this, so I've not watched it yet. I will, of course, at some point, but just to sort of stress, I am not in any way, shape, or form a Boba Fett fanboy. And I guess I'll start at the very beginning, as most of us probably did by acquiring a vintage Kenner Boba Fett figure. Now, I got my first ever Star Wars figure back in 1980, but it wasn't until 1983 when I got my Boba Fett figure. The reason being, I just was not that impressed with the character, and to be quite honest, any character that meets his demise at the hands of a blind man did not really impress me as a kid. This obviously is not my childhood original, but it is my current vintage Boba Fett, and it is a really, really nice looking figure actually. I vaguely remember getting mine from my local town in Scotland as a kid. Don't remember which shop. There was two sources. There was the Artist McCall newsagents and the Co-op. It was from one of those two places, and given that they never had the most up-to-date figures, I'm pretty certain I would have got mine on the Empire Strikes Back card. Once I got it, I was very happy with it, but as I said, it wasn't a character that I was particularly impressed with on screen, so that was where it all began. Now, in order to sort of free some space up here, we'll go through some of these bigger pieces. Now, this is the most recent acquisition, if you will. I got this for Christmas last week, or 2 weeks ago now, in fact, almost 2 weeks ago. It's a wall-mounted light display thing. It's not a full helmet, it's like half a helmet, fits flush against the wall, has a switch, and the inner visor part illuminates red, and his flashlight also lights up. It's a very accurate sort of rendition of the helmet, and it's nicely done, nice matte finish. The dent looks pretty good, so all in all, it's a pretty decent looking piece. And funnily enough, I received a Darth Vader one of these last Christmas, which I put up on my wall beside my bed. So this one will go beneath that, and you know, it's not a high quality piece, but it looks all right. So that's my most recent thing. So that was within the last 2 weeks. Again, to free up space, Hot Toys. Now, I've long admired Hot Toys, and I had managed to resist the urge to go down that rabbit hole. There are many Star Wars Hot Toys I would love to own, but it's just not financially possible. When they announced they were doing a Boba Fett in vintage colours, that was a whole different story. And I immediately pre-ordered simply because I am, first and foremost, a vintage collector. And to have a 12-inch, highly detailed rendition of this was music to my ears. I've had this out the packet, I think, twice now. I'm just waiting to get my collection room. But this is a really, really well-made piece. And yes, it's expensive, but the amount of work that has gone into creating these almost justifies the price. The details are fantastic. Even the little accessories that it comes with are absolutely spot on. And best of all, the packaging is very reminiscent of the Kenner packaging. And I don't know how much these sell for nowadays, but I will not be selling this. under any circumstance. And once I said, like I said, once I get a proper collection room, this will be one of the main focal points of my Star Wars collection. So very, very happy with this one. Now, going back to Christmas of last year, I got this. Now, at the time, I think they were only doing 3 of these helmets. There was obviously Boba Fett, and I think it was Stormtrooper and TIE Fighter pilot. And those two didn't really impress me due to the sort of monochrome nature of those. You know, one is black, one is white, and that is it. This was a bit more interesting, so I requested this one. Had a lot of fun building it, and I think it looks pretty impressive. Obviously, with Lego, it's hard to really sort of do curved edges well, but they've done as good as you can expect for a model of this size. So this is something that I do like a lot. Funnily enough, I've had no interest in any of the other helmets that they've since released. What was it? Biker Scout, Darth Vader. There may be something else, I don't know. But this is my Lego Boba Fett helmet, and very happy with this. I guess we'll do the carded figures last of all. Now, this is a very interesting piece. This, I'm guessing, is supposed to emulate Boba Fett's backpack. And it does have a rubber, not rubber, but an elastic wristband, which clearly is meant for children. And this is indeed a child's toy that I got back in 2019, when back in Scotland I saw they had a Star Wars monthly magazine for kids, so I bought one, and this is one of the free gifts, and it's some sort of disc firing mechanism. I'm not really sure how it works, and obviously you're supposed to put it on your wrist, but you know, like I said, it's meant for small children. But I kept this because I thought, okay, it's unique, it's novel, it's got Boba Fett's helmet there, which is obviously a sticker, but quite nice to have. This magnet, again, a complete accidental purchase. At the New York Comic Con, Mrs. 88 was quite taken with this stand selling Harry Potter magnets, and the deal was something like 4 for $20. And there were only 3 that she liked, so she says, you can pick one. And I had a look around. There wasn't much of interest, but they had this one Star Wars magnet, which just happens to be Boba Fett's helmet. So I thought, I'll take that. Similarly, this Boba Fett candy dispenser, which I think has sounds, if I remember right.
Captain Solo in the cargo hold. What if he doesn't survive? He's no good to me dead. Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
Okay, so there's 3 phrases. Now, they had 2 designs. They had this and they had Grogu. And as I've said many times, it's very rare for me to see something Star Wars related locally because it's very hard for me to get to Target and there are no Walmarts, etc. So when I see something Star Wars, if it's half decent, I will try and pick it up. Like I said, Boba Fett and Grogu. And given that I'm not a 12-year-old girl, I have no interest in the Grogu, so I picked up Boba Fett. That's how I came to have this. So on to the figures here. So this is probably what most people are interested in. This figure here is the rocket firing Boba Fett, which was, I believe, vintage collection. Yes, it says here VCP03. I'm not sure if you had to mail away for this. I think you may well have done. Now, this was very kindly given to me by Jeff Weiss, who also sent me the next one. But this is a beaut. So obviously, it's basically a recast of the original Kenner, and it comes with the extra rocket, which I'm assuming does actually fire. Obviously, I'm not going to take this off the card. But yeah, this is a classic piece, and really thankful to have this. And again, it was so kind of Jeff to send this to me. So this is a beauty. As I said, also, he sent me another one, and this one also is vintage collection, but this is Boba Fett in his prototype armor. Again, I'm not a big fanboy, so I'm not quite sure if this image that's on the card back is from something or other. I mean, it does look as if on the back here, looks like they were doing sort of screen tests or something. Again, I don't know. But not a vintage style casting on this figure, but it does look pretty cool. And this one is VC61. So maybe some modern fan can explain the difference between VC and VCP. I don't know the difference, but they both say Star Wars The Vintage Collection. So there you go, that's those two. This one, of course, Retro Collection. This one was given to me because I could not find this anywhere online. This was a scalper's dream. I remember when these were first released, and I think, were these a Walmart exclusive or not? I don't remember, but the bottom line was these were going for as much as $100. In fact, even more if I remember rightly on eBay, and it's a $10 item. Very well done actually, and unlike the first wave of retro, these at least do hold on to their weapons. So this one is actually, I've opened this one because I wanted to see what it was like, but I was able to put it back on, so that's that one. And last of all is one that I made. So this is a Boba Fett classic Kenner figure in a recard kit. And you've got to watch how you say that. I did say recard, not something that sounded similar. And it came with the little footer and the bubble. Perfect. I think this looks great. I'm assuming that anti-repro people hate these as well, but that's just too bad. So there you go. That is a Boba Fett collection that I did not set out to collect, if that makes sense. Some wonderful kind gifts, some random purchases, and really the only two that I set out to purchase myself would have been Retro Collection and the Hot Toy. Everything else was either a gift, a Christmas gift, or just buying something because I could. In the case of this, and of course the magnet, which just to make up the deal for the 4 for 20. So yeah, so a Boba Fett collection that I'd never planned to have. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all for watching. Special thanks goes out to the patrons. Please like, please subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.